The leader of Russia's Wagner mercenary group says it has made further advances in the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut, reaching the river that divides the city center. Britain's defense ministry confirmed the gain. Earlier this week, Wagner claimed it had captured the eastern part of the city. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has vowed to keep fighting amid fears that the fall of the city could lead to further Russian gains in the east.
Ukrainian tanks on the outskirts of Bakhmut, determined to see off any further Russian advances. Despite Russian gains in the east of the city, the fight for control continues. As for our motivation, we are fighting until we achieve victory. We need victory, not only peace. On Saturday, Russian media released this footage, purporting to show the damage the fighting has inflicted on Bakhmut. An unidentified Russian soldier from the Wagner mercenary group can be heard saying they had to destroy every house to be able to advance. Back in Ukrainian-controlled territory close to Bakhmut, the war has taken its toll on 82-year-old Valentina.
I was here, at home, about to go to sleep, lying on my sofa. All of a sudden, the shelling started. I couldn't physically get outside. I was lying there thinking, if they kill me here, so be it. It lasted for 3 hours, at least until it was over. Oh my God, I cannot take it.
Ukraine has pledged it will not surrender. But for many, it's time to say goodbye to the shattered streets of Bakhmut.
We can now speak to Marina Miron, a defense analyst at King's College London, and she's joining us now from Munich. Welcome to DW. Ukraine says it's keeping Russian troops engaged in Bakhmut while it readies a counteroffensive. But what needs to happen for Ukraine to actually go ahead with its counteroffensive?
Thank you for having me. Well, we have seen this yesterday when General Syrskyi was allegedly visiting Bakhmut, and he explained the rationale of reinforcing Ukrainian defensive positions in the city, because the idea is to exhaust Russian forces there. And once the Russian offensive reaches a so-called culminating point, then Ukraine would have a very small window of opportunity to conduct a counteroffensive. However, we are also seeing that the Ukrainians have to pull forces from other directions in order to be able to conduct this counteroffensive. So right now, this is still all in rhetoric, because there is a lot of question marks in terms of what Wagner will be able to achieve with the Russian airborne forces. And it seems like a standoff between the Wagner chief, Yevgeny Prigozhin, who is filming from the western riverbank of Bakhmutka and directly challenging General Syrskyi. So to conduct this counteroffensive, there has to be a lot of it has to be organized. And the Ukrainian forces, they don't have superiority in terms of artillery. So it remains to be seen in how far Ukraine will be able to exhaust Russian forces, or whether it will be the other way around now that we're close to the city center of Bakhmut.
And now, how could a Ukrainian counteroffensive change the current situation in Bakhmut and then elsewhere in Ukraine?
Well, let's assume that the Ukrainian can conduct a successful counteroffensive. That would be devastating for the Russian forces, because they seem to have failed with their attacks in other directions in the Lugansk region, for instance, around Vuhledar. So a counteroffensive would push them back. And because for Russia, Bakhmut has been a very kind of strategic location, not just symbolic, but also strategic in order to use it as a spring platform. The Russians will be pushed back. They will have to regroup, recover, and possibly take up defensive positions. And of course, Ukrainian victory of Bakhmut will again complicate Russian logistics, because the Russians are now trying to control the roads. And there are some reports that apparently the Russians have managed to control the Bakhmut-Konstantinivka highway to cut off the Ukrainian forces. So it will definitely benefit Ukrainian forces, not only from a military perspective, but also from the perspective of the morale, as well as kind of show their capability to the Western allies who have been supplying help to the Ukrainian forces. So that would be actually huge for the Ukrainian forces.
That was defense analyst Marina Miron from King's College London. Thank you so much for all of your insights.
Thank you.